Hey guys, so today I thought I would sit down and talk to you all about my 1 year baby kind of must-haves. I've done a few of these videos over the past year since I've had River, talking about newborn essentials and 0 to 3. I think I did newborn 0 to 6 and then probably 8 months, something like that. Either way, I thought a year is a good time to take a look back at everything that we've kind of bought and used over the past year. Not saying that those videos are not relevant, because some of them are really specifically for like newborn items and things, but just sit down and talk to you guys about what we have found to be the most useful purchases, the most played with toys, the best quality clothes over the past year. So a few things that are her favourites now at age 1 that we couldn't live without. Or our lives would be a lot harder without, because she loves them. And also things that have been really useful over the past year. So I'm going to start off with toys, actually, because they're the biggest. And I wanted to first of all talk to you about this, which is the VTech baby walker. Out of all of the baby toys in the whole of the past year, this has been the most played with. She started playing with this at about 5 to 6 months old, and she still absolutely loves it. She plays with it every single day. It's been an absolute godsend for us, because this bit comes off. When she was really small, this is what we would take when we would go to stay with family or something. We'd take something like this, and it literally has loads of things that she can play with. It keeps her occupied for ages. It sings quite annoying songs, as all baby toys do, but there's just like a lot going on, and she still loves it. This phone she picks up every single morning. She goes straight to her toys and picks up the phone, like without fail. Here we go. But then when she started pulling herself up and trying to walk, this has really helped her with learning to walk as well, and her first steps. And she still, like I said, plays with it every day, even though now she can toddle. It's definitely been one of those purchases that has been awesome, and I think we're going to definitely keep this for future children, even though it's super girly. I actually didn't want to buy the pink one. I wanted to buy the unisex one for exactly that reason. But this one was in TK Maxx for about £23. I think full price they're about £30 or something like that. But really, really good, and I recommend this if you have a little one from about five months onwards. I also really rate VTech in general. I think their baby toys are really good. She seems to engage well with them. We've got a few things from VTech. Then in terms of other big toys, this is more of a current favourite than like a long-standing favourite, but I think it will be a favourite for a long time, is a shopping trolley. She absolutely loves this, and there's a few reasons why I think it's really good. Firstly, you can actually store other toys in it. As you can see, we've got all the wooden veg stored in here, which on a side note, she really likes wooden veg, and the veg that have the like Velcro attachment. So she's got like a sandwich making kit with Velcro attachment, but she's also got a few vegetables that like pull apart with Velcro as well. She loves them. When there's nothing in this, it's very kind of back heavy, so if you put any weight on it in the wrong kind of position, you will fall over, like not badly, but she would like fall on her bum kind of thing. So because it's got that level of instability that it will help her stand up, but it won't fully support her, it really helps her get that kind of balance going. Whereas the other one is a lot more stable. She would be a little bit more lazy with it. So when she was first trying to walk, this was awesome, but when she was actually trying to walk on her own, this was really good at like kind of helping her with her balance. But yeah, she just loves playing with this, and she'll often just pull herself up and like play with all the toys in it as well. You can get wooden versions of these, you can get plastic versions of these. This is actually a Waitrose branded one, hilarious, that we got as a present for her first birthday. You can buy these at John Lewis, but there's lots of different companies that make them. And then the other toys that we found have stood the test of time are sleep related toys for her, and I know every baby chooses their own favourite when it comes to their like snuggly or their baby or their whatever they want to call it, their teddy bear that they sleep with all the time. River's teddy bear of choice has been these guys, and I say these guys because this is the Tigger, but she's not fussy about which character she chooses, and I think I've spoken about these before. These are the Winnie the Pooh 100 Acre Wood comfort teddy kind of range. You can get them on Amazon, you can get them in John Lewis. There are 4, there's Winnie the Pooh, Piglet, Eeyore and Tigger. We have about 7 of these because she will not go to sleep without them. She doesn't have dummies, but she puts the little paws in her mouth and sucks on the paws, and that is how she sleeps. Daytime naps or evening, that is what she likes to do. There's always about 3 in the wash as well, because she sucks the paws, they get really stinky. And talking of getting stinky, another permanent addition to the sleep lineup has been this guy, which is You and the Dream Sheep. Mike is actually one to push. Since she was tiny, he would really likes to play the white noise and thinks it really works. I was a lot more skeptical. This is actually not the first one of these we've had. We got gifted one from the company, like the You and the Dream Sheep company, at the beginning when she was born, and this is actually a new one because the old one is really stinky, but we haven't managed to throw it away yet. I will explain more in a minute. We also got gifted a Whisper, which she didn't get on with, and Mike's also used white noise on his phone as well when she was tiny. He's like convinced that it works. I was very skeptical. However, she has become so attached to this sheep, it's unbelievable. So at night, she now has 2 of these in her cot. She has the old one, which is so stinky. This is the one fault with these. You can't seem to wash. So this is the noise. This is the sleepy music that she has every night. You can't seem to be able to wash them without the electrics. So if you see what I mean, like the electrics are actually sewn in. I'm probably going to find a way to wash the freaking thing now as I'm filming this video. You can't wash You and the Dream Sheep. So as you can see with this one, his paws are a little bit sucked, but not really. And he just smells like a little bit. But the other one, his paws are like disgusting, and she is so attached to that. We try and wash the paws like in a little bit of soapy water, but it's not the same as putting them in the washing machine. That's the one fault with these, but babies do seem to really like them. She's actually also put the other one in her mouth so much that she broke the paw with the music, hence we had to get another one to play the music at night. So she has 2 of these in her bed. Ridiculous. So in terms of like food, accessories and stuff, there's nothing specific that I would recommend in terms of food because every baby is different. River is actually really obsessed with olives and tomatoes. She really likes veg, she really likes fish. We have used quite a lot of the Ella's Kitchen pouches as well when we're out and about, and they're really good. But in terms of like a general recommendation, I think you've just got to go with what your baby likes. But what I can recommend are these cups, which are the Tommy Tippy sippy cups. These are the ones that have the valved sippy thing, not the like pull-up ones. Those leak. They're really good in the beginning when you don't kind of like throw stuff in your bag too much, and we still use those at home, you know, like the old-fashioned ones, but these are so much better. We have the 360 cups as well, which I know are massively popular, and that's what most mums I see out and about use, the 360 cups, which are the ones that you can pick up and drink from, and they're really good at teaching babies like how to drink properly from a glass, but they're not as leak proof in your bag. They still are pretty leak proof, but I've had a couple of leaks from them if they're left upside down. Also, they're much bigger. Even the smaller size one is much bigger, whereas this is such a good handbag friendly alternative to that. It doesn't leak, it's tiny, it's got the handles so it makes it easy for her. Yes, it doesn't teach her necessarily how to drink out of a cup, but for on the go, these are really awesome, and they're just in boots. And then spoon wise, it sounds really ridiculous, but I actually really have a preference for these spoons, which are the Munchkin plastic spoons. They are, I don't know why, these two are slightly different in design. I obviously bought them at a different time. I don't know which one is newer. I actually started off buying the bamboo spoons with the silicone handles, and I really liked those, but they actually were too big for her mouth, especially when she was like first starting to eat. We've also had like softer silicone spoons. Again, they're not as controlled when putting food into their mouth because they're a bit more bendy. I find these are like just the right level of softness to them. So they're the favourite baby spoons. I feel like that's a really random recommendation. And then I've also recently discovered a new white brand, which I wanted to recommend because they are plastic free. There's not many white brands out there, or baby white brands out there, that are plastic free, and I recently discovered these on Amazon. They're called Aqua Wipes. I bought a whole pack. I've been using them for a couple of packs now, and I do really like them. I was using the Pampers Pure ones before that, and I really like those, but I thought it would be good to switch over to plastic free ones, and these are really good so far. In terms of nappies, we've changed nappies quite a lot actually, based on her size and her needs, really. So we started off using Pampers, then we went to Natty because they were more natural, and then they were great when she was really tiny. Then we found that they started leaking when we moved to the next size. Then we switched to the Pampers Pure range, which we really loved, but then we wanted to use pull-ups for her because she was getting so wriggly, so we switched to the Natty pull-ups, which we had one box of and they were amazing, and then we bought another box of and they leaked terribly. So now we've gone back to Pampers Pure nappies, which I have had no complaints about at all. Like, they are, performance-wise, are really brilliant. So I think with nappies, like, it really depends on your baby and how much they wee, like their particular shape and what fits them, because I think that's the important thing as well, especially with poo explosions, is getting a nappy that fits right. That is the nappy kind of journey that we've been on. In terms of clothes, a couple of recommendations. Well, really just one, which is Next. I honestly really, really rate Next baby clothes. They wash so well. I would say their sizing comes up really big, which is kind of annoying, because if you buy something thinking it will fit now and it will fit in 3 months, seasonally, that could be like a bit of a nightmare. But I did just do a baby haul with a load of Next stuff if you want to see some of our more recent purchases for her. But one of the things I wanted to recommend as like a really essential item for the first year of having a little baby is a soft jacket. And this is the one that we've got for River. This is from Next. It was £17. It's got a really, really warm, cozy, furry lining. This is in 9 to 12 months, but she wore this from about 8 months to, she still fits in it now easily because these fluffy sleeves roll down, and that tends to be where things grow out first for babies. It's the length of their arms, I've found. So this still fits her with plenty of room now. So it's been one of those items that has just been in her wardrobe consistently. She wears it every single day for dog walking. And the reason why I suggest having a soft coat like this is that they're so much easier for babies to wear. We've got a few more formal coats for her, but when they're babies and you're picking them up and putting them down a lot and they're quite squishy, it tends to be more difficult. They tend to like slip off them. They're just not as comfortable for them to wear, and I genuinely would recommend buying, especially if you're just going to buy one coat for your baby, is to buy a soft coat that's going to be easy and comfortable for them to wear. So yeah, they still have this in like every single size, and if you have a little one, especially in this cold weather, I couldn't recommend it enough. It's also got a hood, which is quite useful as well. The other thing that I really would recommend as like a daily essential are the Next vests. Now, we have bought vests from every end of the spectrum. So I've had Primark vests for her because as they grow, it's the one thing that you like, she wears vests every single day, so she'll have a new pack of vests for each baby size that she goes through. So she's had Primark ones, she's had Next ones, she's had Marks and Spencer's ones, she's had Petit Bateau ones, and she's had a couple of Bon Point ones. So Bon Point is like probably one of the most expensive baby brands. Primark, obviously the cheapest. And out of all of those, I can without a doubt say that the Next ones are the best quality. I thought that the Marks and Spencer's ones would be better quality than the Next ones, but they're actually not. The Next ones are very kind of thick, really soft. They wash really well, as with all Next stuff in my experience. The size of the legs is really good, and the general kind of fit for River at least is really good. Yeah, the Next ones in my opinion have been the best, and I would 100% recommend them. They are a little bit more expensive, and I would recommend, because I have bought the Primark ones that are like £1 each. They don't wash as well, and they stretch out, so like the neck bit stretches out too much and they kind of end up opening, you know, where they have the like fold over at the neck, which actually, if you didn't know this, I think it was, I can't remember who it was that never knew this. I think it might have been my sister actually. The neck on baby grows and on vests is like that. You know how it's like folded over so you can unfold it. So that if they have a poo explosion, you can pull their vest all the way down without having to get poo on their head or near their face. If you didn't know that, it's a great thing to know, because you can literally whip the whole thing off from like round their neck and over their shoulders. Anyway, so Next vests are the best. And then another thing I wanted to talk about were baby socks, which seems ridiculous, but if you've got a little one, you'll know keeping baby socks on is a pain in the butt, and finding good baby socks is difficult as well. And the best solution I found for this, especially for around the house, were these, which are the Jojo Maman Bébé extra thick baby socks. And these she's actually grown out of now. They are too small. She's got quite big feet for her age actually, but they are really expensive. I think they're they like £8 for 3 pairs? Like well, the first time I bought them I was like, this is ridiculous. But they are something that she wears every single day. I had 2 packs of them and I basically didn't really put her in any of her other socks. The reason why they're so good is that they're thick enough to be warm. They've also got the grips on the bottom, which are quite cute. They're not like overly labelled. They do say JoJo, but they're not overly labelled. And they actually fit inside other shoes, which is a real bonus because some really thick, you can get like the really thick, almost like ski socks for them, but then you can't get the shoes on when you need the shoes on. So I would really recommend these if you're looking for something that's a bit warmer for your baby's toes. And they also just stay on. I don't know why, I think they come up quite small, but they just stay on better than other socks. They've also got that like fuzzy on the inside, like toweling, so maybe that's something to do with it. I don't know, they stay on better than other socks on River anyway. And yes, I would recommend those. And then in terms of shoes, I actually have a recommendation. I'm going to film the close-up separately because I actually left them in my car, which Mike has taken to work, so I don't have them to be able to show you. But they are the Clarks, I think they're called Cruisers. I don't know, Clarks do a whole range of them anyway. She's been gifted quite a few pairs of shoes, and even though she can now walk, a lot of these are not that comfortable, and I do put her in them every now and again, like if it's for a special occasion or something, but her day-to-day shoes are these Clarks ones, and they've been brilliant. They are really flexible on the sole front, but they also have the sole that comes up over the toe a little bit, which looks kind of geeky, but it actually makes a lot of sense because it allows them to get more grip when they're crawling as well as walking. So a lot of the time when they're learning to walk, they will be like crawling, then pull themselves up and they'll walk a bit and then they'll crawl. So they need something that kind of adapts between the two. And if you have something with like a really solid sole on it, it's quite restrictive for them. I think they were quite expensive, like £25, something like that, but she wears them pretty much every day, and they have a really pretty like gold leather version that I got for her, and I really like them. So they've been brilliant. And then I also wanted to talk a little bit about the big baby purchases. I know I've done like a best and worst video, probably about 6 months ago I did that, talking about like the best baby buys in my opinion, but a year on, the items that we are still using and still love, first of all, and this is my #1 recommendation for anyone having a baby, is the Cybex Cloud Q car seat that goes flat out of the car. We are still using this for her. You can use it up to, I think it's 18 months, so we've got a few months left. It's so good when they're newborn. The ability to go flat outside of the car is literally a lifesaver because you don't have to wake them up and take them out of their car seat to put them in their pram. If you're obviously you can get the car seats that take out and you clip them onto the wheels, but you're not supposed to leave them in there for longer than about 2 hours. Whereas this allows you, if they're asleep, you can leave them asleep and it just doesn't disturb them, and it's great. So that is like my #1 recommendation without a doubt. I absolutely love that. We're also still using the Cybex Priam pram. I really like it. The one thing I would say, I probably would have gone for the more lightweight wheels based on how we use it. So the Priam is like my day-to-day pram that I'll take out to the shops, or I'll take if I go to London, or if I go to visit friends and things like that. Whereas the Baby Jogger Summit is our outdoor buggy. So when we're walking the dogs, we live in the country, so a lot of the time we're walking on really thick gravel, on fields, on country trails and things like that, which you really need like bigger wheels for that if you don't want to get stuck in the mud or in the rocks or whatever. So we use that for her kind of day-to-day dog walking buggy. We actually started off, things that I would say for us weren't great, with a Baby Jogger City Mini GT, which was actually gifted to us by Baby Jogger. We ended up then buying the Summit and giving the City Mini to a friend because for us it wasn't right. I think it would be awesome if you are living like a more urban lifestyle than us, but for us the Summit was much better. So that is it for my 1 year baby essentials rundown video. I hope some of you found this useful. If you have a little one that you're looking for kind of bigger toys for, or if you're about to have a baby and you're thinking what's going to be worthwhile investing the money in the next year. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any recommendations for baby videos, or if you have any other suggestions as well for vlogs or beauty videos or anything else that you would like to see from me. Let me know below, and I will speak to you guys again in my next video. Bye.